to day 3 of Advent knitting. I'm super excited about what I got done yesterday. Not where I need to be, but sometimes you just have to celebrate what you did get done rather than worry about what didn't get done. So here we go. This is what I have done so far on my on my Adventina shawl using the Hedgehog fiber yarns. You can see my little progress keeper right here. That's where I left off yesterday. And then this is, anyways, this is what I got done yesterday. So I'm pretty happy with that progress. I did manage to get to my next color after some yarn chicken. I can't decide if I won or I lost yarn chicken. But I got home last night and I was getting down toward the end of my little cake. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna grab my scale and I'm gonna measure. It's dead. This happened before when I've transported it. I think the button gets pushed and then it's kept on for a really long time and the battery dies. So I had no scale last night. So I just kept knitting, and the old proverbial question, how many rows left do I have? It's tough because with this particular, the fade sequence, you need to have enough left to do 4 rows. Yes, because you do your last 2 rows, switch to the new color, do 2 rows, and then do 2 more rows in the old color before you're finally in the next color. So as you're thinking, can I do 1 more row as you're knitting, you're really thinking, can I do 4 more rows? So this is what I ended up having left. It's not a ton. I could have maybe done 2 more rows out of this, but it's one of those things of, would it have been worth it to push it to the last inch and then kind of, had to tear it back 4 rows, 6 rows, whatever, so that I would be able to go back and redo the striping sequence if I lost yarn chicken and didn't have enough. So I think I'm happy with this. I'm gonna have to get new batteries for my scale so I can be a little bit more precise though. So I was thinking about what to do with these little ends. I should probably put them into hand wound balls when they're this small, but I just don't feel like it right now. So we're not gonna do that. And I thought about putting it back into the box that it came out of so they'd stay in order. But then I was afraid at the end of December that it'd be like, oh, but there's yarn in this box, can't get rid of it. And I would put it to the side and then never use the scraps. So I got one of my snazzy organza bags. I had a white one sitting here that I usually keep my crochet stuff in. I was like, I need something a little more festive. So I found a purple one. And it still has a little bit, let me see, there's spinning fiber because I usually put my spinning fiber in here. That's okay, it's all fine. So I would take that, pop that in there, and so begins my Advent scrap bag. Yay. So it's interesting with this transition. I'm gonna see if I can hold it up without messing everything up. Look how seamless that transition looks, right? I'm sure you'll be able to see it a little bit more once it blocks out and the garter ridges kind of relax. See, like that. But even though those 2 colors were completely different, the transition, I have to say, looks really, really nice with how speckled and variegated everything is. So excited about continuing on this because I've started this. I'm gonna go ahead and open day 3 and see what we have cooking up next. All right, box, day 3. All right. Curious to see what's next. Ooh. Okay. It's a little bit lighter in color, but it's got these really nice, dark pops of, I think it's just looks like it's black. And then you have the really bright electric, lime green or yellow, can't really tell exactly what it is. And then some really bright pops of pink. And these are all potluck yarns, which I'm curious if anybody else is opening a Hedgehog fiber box this year. Could you tell me in the comments below, do your yarns match mine? Does everybody have the same set of potluck yarns, or is it all random? I think it's interesting. Oh, this is interesting. So here's what it looks like. Okay. Normally, I say normally, I mean in the last 2 days, you can tell exactly how they speckled it because you have stripes that line up. And this one, you have a pop of pink You see it on my side. You have a pop of pink, but then other than this little like bloop of pink over here, there's none in the rest of the skein. So I'm really interested to see how that's gonna look when it's knit up. And so again, it's another color that if I were choosing a shawl to knit and picking out colors, I would never buy this. Never, ever, ever would I pick this out as something to knit with. But I'm really curious to see how it works with the other yarns, and I'm excited to get it wound up and eventually knit into my project. So that's day 3, hedgehog fibers. Now we need day 3 of magpie. My guess is that today is going to be another yarn. And I've already I think I've made my decision on how I'm going to go for, oh, I know what I wanted to look for. Thank you for reminding me, guys. So I got an email. All right, let's look at this first before we pull up the next box. So I got an email from Magpie, and they said that each box has a card with the yarn information in it. And I was like, oh, mine from yesterday did not have information. It was stuck. Like, when I opened the box just now, like the card was like that. So I just didn't see it. So I take back what I said yesterday about not knowing yarn colors or anything. So I can't tell you what this is. Ophiuchus. I'll have to look that up. But it is Swanky Sock, 115 grams. Oh, that's why the skein looks so big. 115 grams, 400 yards. That's interesting because my 100 gram skein of like this a hint of silk, which is a silk merino blend, is 491 yards for 100 grams. But it's interesting when you add other fibers. So like with the cashmere in there, you're only, I don't know if it's the cashmere's fault or how it's spun, but 115 grams, it's only 400 yards. So I think that's really interesting, just how different combinations of fibers like have such an impact on the same weight of yarn, which is one of the reasons why I like things that aren't just like, you know, 20, 80, 25, 75 merino and nylon, because that's boring. Those are all the same, but I love these like interesting mixes. So that was yesterday's yarn color. And the reason why that's kind of important is because they're doing a really cool thing where apparently on their website, if you bought a box, they're opening up orders each day. If you're like, wow, I really loved this yarn, then you can go on and order that yarn from that day. Or if, you know, I really like the stitch marker, I could go on and order more stitch markers. If I'm like, oh, I have a friend who would love that too for Christmas, you can go on and order it. They're also doing their like 12 days of Magpie, I think is what they call it, where there's like a special like discounted yarny gift each day. And they're doing it this year where you can actually like put a little note in and say like, I think I'm gonna probably buy more stuff. Can you hang on to it until I've like finished all of my shopping and then ship it all at once? Which I love that idea. I bought a couple things off of that last year and I hated having to like have them sent separately in the mail. It drove me nuts. So I love the fact that they're doing that. It's a really awesome idea. So definitely check them out. So that's Magpie Fibers again. And so I'm wondering if you can like combine like the extra purchases from here with those 12 days. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, back to number 3. Like I said, I'm thinking today's probably going to be yarn, just because yesterday was not yarn and there's only 21 days and 21 days and 13 bits of yarn that need to be in this box. So it is sounding something like yarn-like. So let's go ahead and open. I don't know how to open this one. Oh, look at that. Huh, I can see the card this time. All right. So 20 grams of Swanky Sock. And then this is Capricorn. And that's what it looks like. How pretty is that? It's like a kind of a bluey green gray color. Like it's definitely gray. It has like a little bluey green tint to it. And it's got this like, sorry, it's like shaking. And this lovely speckle to it, which is kind of like a, burgundy speckle, maybe like a vermilion speckle, but it's really nice. Again, soft because it has cashmere in it. And let me see if I can pull. That's gonna stripe together. That is gonna be gorgeous. I'm really excited about that. I think what I'm gonna do though is I'll wind it up, but I'm not gonna take it with me to work today. I've got some downtime today. This is like day number 5, 6, 7, day number 8 in a row that I've been at work, and I have to work tomorrow too, and then Monday starts all over again, so it's gonna be a really long week. But I don't feel sad. That's not the right word. I don't feel guilty if I take like an extra break for a little knitting time or knit during downtime, so it's gonna be a really long day today. So I'm hoping to be able to get caught up a little bit on hedgehog fibers, and then that way tomorrow, if I get another non-fiber gift from Magpie, that'll give me a chance to catch up on this. So I like that idea. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Let me go wind these. So on the plus side, yet again, they look even better in cake form. That cake looks terrible, ignore that. They look even better in cake form than they did before, so I'm super excited. But I had a concerning thought. As I was winding this one up, do you remember like 2 seconds ago when I was like, wow, there's not very much yardage for the weight of the yarn? There's only 69 yards in a mini for this brand. And a lot of times it's more like 82, 90, sometimes 72, but it's got less yardage. I don't know how that's gonna impact the shawl. Now I do have some more weight. Remember I had like 120 grams instead of 100 grams, but that's 20 grams right there. So I don't know, we are just going to give it a try, and what happens, happens. And like I said, they're doing like an extra order bit, so you can always get another skein of yarn. And so if I run short, I'll just find a day that I really like the color and I'll order another skein and we will make it work. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, off to work. Hey guys, so you guessed it, back in the office again. It's like 9:45 at night right now. I swear I go home sometimes. We had our grand illumination tonight, which means there was fireworks, colonial dancers, music, all kinds of fun stuff. And I had an opportunity to do a little bit of knitting. I didn't get very far. Hang on. Here we go. It was a really busy day, so I didn't have a lot of knitting time until it was fireworks time. So I was standing and knitting while I was keeping people out of the fall zone. But that is how much I've gotten done so far today. Again, not a super impressive amount, but I'm hoping if I get home at a decent hour tomorrow, I should have the morning off. I don't think I have to get up super early. And so I'm hoping if I stay up a couple hours tonight, get some more knitting done, and then maybe do another couple hours in the morning, I'll be able to knock a good chunk of this out, and then I'll be able to start on the next color. So fingers crossed. But yeah, I wish I'd gotten more footage for you guys. I'll put in after this what I have, but there's 2 more weeks of grand illumination, so I'll try to get you some different footage next week. All right, I'm gonna sign out now, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. Bye.